Welcome to the Reality Revolution. I'm your host, Brian Scott. Imagine for a moment that you hold in your hand a key that has the power to unlock the doors to your dreams, your aspirations, and your true potential. Now consider this. What if I told you that this key is not held by someone else, nor is it out of reach? It is right here, in your grasp, waiting for you to use it. This key, my friends, is the permission to be who you truly are, to pursue your dreams with unwavering determination, and to unleash your boundless potential. You must give yourself permission. I invite you on a journey that explores the transformative concept of granting yourself permission. I'll delve into the profound significance of this act, the barriers it helps us overcome, and the limitless possibilities it opens. It is a journey of self-discovery and self-empowerment, a journey that begins with you saying right now, I give myself permission. In the next 30 minutes, we will unravel the mystery surrounding self-permission and understand why it is not just an option, but a necessity in our lives. We will explore the tangled web of self-limiting beliefs, the liberation that self-compassion brings, and the extraordinary heights that await those who dare to dream and give themselves permission. But before we dive deep into this exploration, let's take a moment to consider the reasons why we often hesitate to grant ourselves permission. What is it that holds us back from embracing our true selves and pursuing our passions with unyielding conviction? To understand the power of granting ourselves permission, we must first recognize the self-limiting beliefs that shackle our potential. These beliefs, often deeply ingrained, whisper in our ears, you can't, you shouldn't, or you're not worthy. They create an invisible fence around our ambitions, dictating what we can and cannot achieve. As we embark on this journey together, we will unveil these limiting beliefs, confront them head on, and learn how to break free. We will also explore the profound impact of self-compassion, self-acceptance, and taking action in the context of self-permission. So, my friends, are you ready to unlock the doors of possibility, to liberate yourselves from self-doubt, and to give yourselves the permission you deserve? If your answer is yes, then fasten your seatbelt, because this journey is about to begin. In the moments that follow, we will delve deeper into the art of granting oneself permission, ultimately uncovering the power it holds to transform our lives. Together, we will learn to release our potential, embrace our dreams, and become the architects of our own destiny. Get ready to grant yourself permission to become the best version of yourself, to live a life of purpose and fulfillment. The journey starts now. Thank you for joining me on this empowering exploration. In order to learn the art of granting yourself permission, you first must understand self-limiting beliefs. Self-limiting beliefs are like invisible chains that restrict our potential and hinder our personal development. They're those persistent, nagging thoughts that tell us we're not good enough, smart enough, or worthy enough to achieve our dreams. These beliefs often stem from past experiences, societal expectations, or comparisons with others. The impact of self-limiting beliefs is profound. They can hold us back, keep us in our comfort zones, and prevent us from taking risks or pursuing our passions. They can make us settle for mediocrity when we're meant for greatness. Let's take a moment to recognize some common examples of self-limiting beliefs. I hear it all the time. I'm just not talented enough to succeed in that field. I'm too old to start something new. I'm ugly. No one will love me. I'm too old to be in a relationship. What if I fail? Everyone will laugh at me. I don't have the resources or connections to make it happen. I should stick to what is safe and predictable. Do any of these things sound familiar to you? I'm sure many of us can relate to one or more of these limiting thoughts, but remember, they're just thoughts, they're not truths. These beliefs, if left unchallenged, can significantly hinder our progress. They create a self-imposed barrier, preventing us from seizing opportunities and pursuing our passions. We often find ourselves standing at the edge of greatness, looking out at the vast landscape of possibilities, but fear and self-doubt keep us from taking that crucial step forward. Imagine what could happen if we allowed these self-limiting beliefs to persist unchecked. Dreams would remain unfilled, talents hidden, and potential untapped. This is why understanding self-limiting beliefs is the first step to granting yourself permission to unleash your true potential. But here's the good news. These beliefs are not fixed, unchangeable truths. They're merely stories we tell ourselves, and we have the power to rewrite those stories. As we continue our exploration of self-permission, I invite you to reflect on the self-limiting beliefs that may have held you back in the past, or that you may be grappling with right now. In doing so, we'll take a significant stride toward embracing our full potential and living a life without unnecessary limits. Stay with me on this journey as we conquer and confront the barriers that stand between us and our dreams. Together, we can unlock the potential that has been waiting patiently within you, yearning to set you free. It's essential to understand why granting ourselves permission is so crucial in the first place. What is it about this act that makes it a vital stepping stone on our path to personal growth and fulfillment? To comprehend this, we must first acknowledge the external forces that often discourage self-permission. Our society, our culture, and even our upbringing sometimes sends us subtle yet powerful messages that suggest we should play it safe, conform to the norm, and avoid rocking the boat. From a young age, we are taught to follow the rules, meet certain expectations, and seek validation from external sources. We are conditioned to believe that others must grant us permission or approval for our actions, decisions, and dreams. This external validation becomes a measure of our worthiness. But what happens when we perpetually seek permission from external sources? Our dreams get put on hold, our desires suppressed, and our authentic selves stifled. We become spectators in our own lives, watching opportunities pass us by as we wait for someone else's approval, and looking jealously at those that have given themselves permission, who are living their lives as their authentic selves. The consequences of living without self-permission are profound. Dreams remain unfulfilled, passions unexplored, and talents undiscovered. Regret becomes a constant companion, and the feeling of unfulfillment gnaws at your soul. This is where the pivotal connection between self-permission and self-worth comes into play. When we depend on external validation, we unwittingly tie our self-worth to the opinions, and judgments of others. Our self-esteem becomes fragile, vulnerable to the slightest critique or disapproval. The act of granting ourselves permission is a declaration of self-worth. It's an acknowledgement that our dreams, our desires, and our aspirations are valid simply because they are ours. It's a powerful affirmation that we are deserving of happiness, success, and fulfillment. So let's take a moment to reflect on our own lives. Have there been instances where you sought permission from external sources, whether it's from family, friends, or societal norms? Have you ever hesitated to pursue a dream or passion because you were waiting for someone else's approval? As we journey together, keep these questions in mind. Oftentimes we have done this in the past and we are not even aware of it. Sometimes we're not aware of our inner motivations. Recognizing the need for permission is not about dismissing external validation entirely. It's about realizing that the most important permission comes from within ourselves. It's about understanding that we are the authors of our own destinies, the architects of our own dreams, the gatekeepers of our own happiness, the creators of our own realities. We must discover how to break free from the need for external validation and grant ourselves the permission we deserve. We must stand tall in our authenticity and embrace our desires without hesitation. As we continue our exploration of self-permission, we arrive at a critical juncture. The moment when we confront and dismantle the barriers that hold us back from granting ourselves the permission we so rightfully deserve. So how do we go about breaking down these barriers? It begins with the recognition and understanding of those self-limiting beliefs we discussed earlier. To break free from their grip, we must identify them. Consider this. Think about an aspiration or a goal you've held back on. Now ask yourself, what's holding me back? What beliefs are preventing me from pursuing this dream? Often just acknowledging these beliefs is the first step towards dismantling them. Once identified, it's time to challenge them. Question their validity. Ask yourself if these beliefs are based on facts or mere assumptions. More often than not, you'll realize they are built on shaky ground, and their power over you diminishes. Think of Frank Herbert, who was rejected 23 times before publishing Dune. James Patterson was rejected 31 times before publishing The Thomas Berryman Number. Alex Haley received 200 rejections before seeing Roots in print. Jack London received 600 rejections before publishing his first story. Consider the story of Malala Yousafzai, who defied societal norms and advocated for girls' education. Even in the face of grave danger, she granted herself permission to speak out for what she believed in, and the world listened. Closer to home, think about the colleague or friend who decided to change careers, go back to school, or start their own business. What gave them the courage to do so? They granted themselves permission to pursue their passions. These stories and millions of others illustrate that we all have the capacity to break free from self-limiting beliefs and grant ourselves permission to pursue our dreams. These individuals are not exceptions. They are shining examples of what can happen when we choose to believe in ourselves. I invite each one of you to take a moment to reflect. What self-limiting beliefs have been holding you back? Is there a dream you've been nurturing but haven't acted upon because of these beliefs? Recognizing and acknowledging these barriers is the first step towards overcoming them. Remember that breaking down these barriers is a process, and it may not happen overnight, but every step forward, no matter how small, is a step towards liberation and freedom. And as you continue on this journey, you'll discover that granting yourself permission becomes not just a choice, but a habit, a way of life. The power to break down these barriers resides within you. It's your birthright, and it's time to claim it. Grant yourself the permission to be brave, to be bold, and to believe in your capabilities. Another thing we must consider is the transformative power of self-compassion. Self-compassion, in its essence, is the practice of treating ourselves with the same kindness, understanding, and empathy that we readily extend to others. It is the act of nurturing our own well-being, especially during times of self-doubt or struggle, and it plays a profound role in our ability to grant ourselves permission. Think of self-compassion as the gentle voice within that says it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to have flaws. You are worthy of love and kindness, just as you are. This self-compassionate perspective creates a safe space within us to grant ourselves permission to make mistakes, to take risks, and to pursue our dreams with courage. So what are the benefits of embracing self-compassion? First and foremost, it enables us to navigate the inevitable challenges and setbacks on our journey with resilience. Instead of harsh self-criticism, we respond to difficulties with a nurturing attitude which empowers us to bounce back stronger. Furthermore, self-compassion cultivates a positive and healthy self-image. Your self-image is what you see in the world around you, for everything around you is yourself pushed out. When we treat ourselves with kindness, we build a foundation of self-worth that is not contingent on external validation. This sense of intrinsic worthiness bolsters our ability to grant ourselves permission to pursue our passions and dreams. How can you not have a healthy self-image if you realize your own divinity, that you are God, that you created the universe itself? Now you might be wondering, how can I cultivate self-compassion? It's an excellent question, and the good news is that it's a skill that can be developed and strengthened. One effective practice is to treat yourself as you would treat a close friend. When faced with a challenge or mistake, ask yourself, what would I say to a friend in this situation? Then extend the same kind words of support to yourself. Another valuable exercise is self-compassionate self-talk. When you notice self-criticism creeping in, pause and reframe your inner dialogue. Replace self-critical thoughts with self-compassionate ones. For example, instead of saying, I'm such a failure, I'm so stupid, try saying, I made a mistake, but that doesn't define my worth or potential. Mindfulness meditation is another powerful tool for developing self-compassion. It allows us to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment, creating space for self-kindness to emerge. In our quest to grant ourselves permission, self-compassion acts as a supportive ally. It helps us embrace our imperfections, learn from our mistakes, and persevere in the face of challenges. When we practice self-compassion, we free ourselves from the burden of self-criticism and create an environment where self-permission can flourish. As we continue our journey, keep in mind that self-compassion is not a sign of weakness, but a profound strength. It allows us to grant ourselves permission to be human, to falter, and to grow. So you must remember this. Be kind to yourself. Grant yourself permission to be imperfect, and watch as your capacity for growth and self-empowerment expands beyond measure. As we journey deeper into the heart of self-permission, we arrive at the profound concept of self-acceptance, a fundamental pillar that supports our ability to grant ourselves permission and live authentically. Self-acceptance is the practice of fully embracing who we are, flaws and all. It's about recognizing that we are not defined by our mistakes, our imperfections, or our past. Rather, we are defined by our capacity to grow, evolve, love, and pursue our dreams with authenticity. Why is self-acceptance crucial on the path to self-permission? Because when we accept ourselves unconditionally, we release the judgment and self-criticism that often holds us back. We give ourselves the permission to be imperfect, to make mistakes, and to learn from them without the weight of shame or guilt. So how do we cultivate self-acceptance in our lives? It begins with embracing both our strengths and weaknesses. Often we are quick to acknowledge our strengths but hesitate to accept our weaknesses. However, it's important to remember that our weaknesses do not diminish our worth, They are opportunities for growth. To embrace your strengths, take time to reflect on your accomplishments, talents, and the qualities that make you unique. Celebrate your achievements, no matter how small they may seem, and recognize that you have the capacity for greatness. To accept your weaknesses, view them as areas for growth and development, not as limitations. Acknowledge that it's perfectly human to have limitations and that they do not define your potential. In fact, they offer opportunities for improvement and self-discovery. You must understand unconditional self-love is the key. It's about treating yourself with the same love and compassion that you would extend to a dear friend or loved one. When you love yourself unconditionally, you grant yourself permission to pursue your dreams, knowing that you are deserving of success, happiness, and fulfillment. Self-love is not about arrogance or ego or selfishness. It's about recognizing your intrinsic worth and honoring it. It's about realizing that you are enough, just as you are, and you don't need external validation to prove your worthiness. It's important to understand that self-acceptance is not a destination, but an ongoing journey. It's a journey of self-discovery and self-affirmation that evolves over time. There will be moments when self-doubt creeps in, but with self-acceptance as your compass, you can always find your way back to self-permission. Remember that granting yourself permission is an act of self-love and self-respect. It's about saying to yourself, I accept you, I love you, and I believe in you just as you are. Now, as we journey further and deeper into the heart of self-permission, we arrive at a place where dreams are born, nurtured, and set free. The place where we discover the true freedom to dream. The act of granting ourselves permission liberates our imaginations and allows us to dream with audacity and purpose. It's about breaking free from the constraints of self-doubt and societal expectations and realizing that our dreams are not mere fantasies. They are the blueprints for our future realities. When we grant ourselves permission, we open the door to daring to dream big. We give ourselves the green light to envision a life beyond the ordinary, to reach for the stars, and to create a reality that aligns with our deepest desires. Throughout history, we find inspiring stories of individuals who dared to dream and transformed the world. Consider the Wright brothers, who dared to believe that humans could fly and invented the first successful powered airplane. Or think of Martin Luther King Jr., who had a dream of a more just and equitable society and worked tirelessly to make it a reality. Closer to home, there are countless everyday heroes who turned their dreams into reality. Individuals who started businesses, wrote books, pursued artistic passions, and made a difference in their communities because they dared to dream and gave themselves permission to do so. These stories remind us that the freedom to dream is not a luxury. It's a fundamental human right. We all have the capacity to dream and the power to turn those dreams into reality. Now, I want to challenge each one of you to think about your most audacious dreams. What is it that sets your heart on fire? What is the vision that you hold in your mind's eye, even if it seems out of reach, even if you don't think you have permission to do it? You see, granting yourself permission is not just about acknowledging your dreams. It's about pursuing them with unwavering determination. It's about taking that first step, no matter how small, toward the life you envision. It's about honoring the dreams that reside within you, for they are the compass that guides you towards a life of purpose and fulfillment. When we grant ourselves permission to dream, we become architects of our own destiny. We move from being passive observers of life to active creators of our reality. We no longer allow circumstances or self-doubt to dictate our path. Instead, we chart our course with intention and passion. This is the true power of self-permission. It empowers us to dream, to believe, and to achieve. It's about recognizing that the dreams that live within us are not just possibilities. They are promises waiting to be fulfilled. As we continue on this journey, keep in mind that granting yourself permission is not an act of selfishness. It is not an act of service to self, but an act of self-love. It's about embracing your dreams and believing that you are worthy of pursuit. It's about giving yourself permission to live a life that is truly yours, a life of purpose, passion, boundless potential, and service. Now it's time to take those dreams off the shelf and breathe life into them through the unwavering force of action. Dreams, no matter how grand or inspiring, remain unfulfilled until we take the critical step of action. As I said in my episode with Bree Seeley, action is the ultimate form of prayer. Granting ourselves permission is not merely about envisioning a better future. It's about actively participating in the creation of that future. Taking action is the bridge between where we are today and where we want to be tomorrow. It is the currency of progress, the vehicle of transformation, and the manifestation of our dreams in the physical world. However, it's important to acknowledge that taking action can be daunting. The fear of failure often looms large, and procrastination can become a formidable obstacle. We may worry about making mistakes or facing the setbacks, and this fear can paralyze us. But let me share a profound truth with you. Every great dream, every magnificent achievement, every extraordinary success is built on a foundation of failures, setbacks, and mistakes. It is through these experiences that we learn, grow, and ultimately prevail. So how do we overcome the fear of failure and procrastination? One effective strategy is to break your goals into smaller, manageable steps. When you take one small step at a time, the journey becomes less overwhelming and progress becomes tangible. Another powerful approach is to hold yourself accountable. Share your goals with a friend, mentor, or coach who can provide support and encouragement. Having someone to share your dreams with can make a significant difference in staying committed to your goals. Additionally, create a clear plan of action. Define the specific steps you need to take to move closer to your dreams. Set deadlines and milestones to track your progress. Remember, action is not about perfection, it's about progress. I love to give stories or examples of Oprah Winfrey now because there's always one person that will make a comment, and I find it very funny. So consider the story of Oprah Winfrey, who started as a local news anchor and worked her way up to become one of the most influential media moguls in the world. Her actions were guided by a vision of empowerment and connection. No matter what you think of her, think about the inventor Thomas Edison, who failed countless times while trying to create the light bulb. We've heard this example many times, but Edison is a perfect example, and his relentless action and experimentation eventually led to success. Thomas Edison is always Anthony Norvell and Napoleon Hill's favorite example. But that's because it's real and it's a valid example that you can continue to try and fail, and eventually you will succeed. Reflect on the countless entrepreneurs who started with a dream and took consistent action to build successful businesses. These stories remind us that action is the catalyst for transformation. It's the engine that drives us toward our dreams. It's about having the courage to step into the unknown, to face challenges head on, and to persist in the pursuit of what we truly desire. Granting yourself permission is the beginning of the journey, but action is the path that leads you to your destination. So I encourage each one of you to take that first step today. It doesn't matter how small or imperfect that step may be. What matters is that you start moving towards your dreams, that you grant yourself permission to do so. Remember that the world is full of opportunities, and with each action you take, you bring your dreams closer to reality. Many of you listening may think, I'm granting myself permission. I'm not limiting myself. But I promise there are many things in your life that you are not giving yourself permission to do. So I recommend the following affirmations to repeat to yourself to open up this inner principle of giving yourself permission, of self-permission. You can say these things to yourself. I give myself permission to dream big and pursue my passions. I give myself permission to trust in my abilities and believe in my potential to make my dreams a reality. I give myself permission to release self-doubt and embrace self-confidence as I work towards my goals. I give myself permission to have success, happiness, and fulfillment in every area of my life. I give myself permission to feel worthy of achieving my dreams, and I am open to all the opportunities that come my way. I give myself permission to let go of fear and welcome courage as my constant companion on this journey. I give myself permission to be the author of my own destiny, and I create a life that aligns with my deepest desires. I give myself permission to commit to taking consistent and inspired action towards my dreams. I give myself permission to trust the timing of my life and remain patient as I work towards my goals. I give myself permission to become a magnet for positive energy, and I attract the resources and support needed to achieve my dreams. I give myself permission to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. I give myself permission to honor my intuition and trust the guidance it provides along my path. I give myself permission to be resilient and overcome obstacles with grace and determination. I give myself permission to captain my ship, navigating the seas of life towards my dreams. I give myself permission to celebrate my achievements, both big and small, as I progress towards my dreams. I give myself permission to be grateful for the journey and appreciate every step that leads me closer to my dreams. I give myself permission to choose to focus on the positive and believe in the limitless possibilities that await me. I give myself permission to live a life of authenticity, purpose, and fulfillment. I give myself permission to be the source of my own happiness and success. I give myself permission to feel love, joy, and abundance that my dreams will bring. As we come to the end of our journey together for this episode, I hope you've come to realize the transformative power of granting yourself permission. It's a power that allows us to break free from self-limiting beliefs, to recognize the need for self-approval, to break down the barriers that hold us back, to cultivate self-compassion and self-acceptance, to embrace the freedom to dream and to take bold and deliberate action toward our aspirations. I speak to you today not as an expert, but as a fellow traveler on this path of self-discovery and self-empowerment. Each one of us has our own unique dreams, our personal challenges, and our own journey to undertake, and yet we share a common truth, that within us lies the capacity to create a life of purpose and fulfillment, a life where we live our dreams, create our reality, and become the architects of our destinies. The journey of granting ourselves permission is not without its challenges. Self-doubt, fear, and uncertainty are real things that may continue to whisper in our ears. But remember this, you are not alone on this journey. You have the power to confront those doubts, to challenge those fears, and to silence those uncertainties. You have the power to say, I give myself permission. In the moments that follow today, I encourage each of you to take a moment to reflect on what granting yourself permission means in your life. What dreams will you allow yourself to pursue? What self-limiting beliefs will you challenge? How will you cultivate self-compassion, self-acceptance, and self-love? And most importantly, what actions will you take today, tomorrow, and in the days to come to turn your dreams into reality? The world is waiting for your unique gifts, your passions, and your dreams. And it's not just about what you will achieve. It's about who you will become in the process. By granting yourself permission, you become the best version of yourself, a beacon of inspiration for those around you, a testament to the incredible potential that resides within each of us. As we part ways, remember that this journey of self-permission is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process of growth and self-discovery. Be patient with yourself and be kind. Embrace your dreams and take action. Surround yourself with positivity and people who uplift you. Grant yourself permission to live a life of authenticity, purpose, and fulfillment. You are deserving of every joy, every success, and every dream that you dare to envision. Your journey begins now, and the possibilities are endless. You can find all episodes of The Reality Revolution at therealityrevolution.com. May your life be filled with self-permission, boundless dreams, and the courage to make them come true. I'd love it if you checked out my art. Give yourself permission. You can find it at www.newearth.art. And welcome to the Reality Revolution.
Thank you.